Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Justina. Welcome to my channel. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. So here today I'm going to talk about the full moon in Aquarius happening on the 1st of August at 9 degrees of Aquarius. So here, if your birthday happens on the 1st of August, then this coming year, solar year, will be really significant for you. Usually when our birthday falls on a new moon or a full moon in this case scenario, this coincides with some major life events, so a full moon would be about some endings, conclusions. Now, Aquarius is a fixed sign, so if you have any placements at around 9 degrees of one of the fixed signs, so it would be Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio or Taurus, then you will be under a greater influence of this full moon. So here we've got a lunation happening in a fixed sign. So this indicates that the outcomes of this full moon will have a long-lasting effect upon our life. Now here's it's a long-lasting influence here. A full moon occurs when the sun and the moon are in opposition. So at this point we've got the moon in Aquarius and the sun in Leo. Aquarius is an earth sign, fixed energy. So one of the main highlights of this full moon is a square to Jupiter. Jupiter is now in Taurus. This is a planet of expansion, growth, abundance. But here when Jupiter is in a square with another planet, so here with the full moon, this can bring a little bit of extravagance or a tendency towards overindulgence, extravagance, or perhaps over-optimism. Now, on a global scale, this could be connected to some scandals, connected to religious or charitable movements, for example. Anything to do also with local courts. So we could also see some major development regarding a major case, and this could be also the highlight in the news. Now, on a more personal level, this could be about being caught up in a situation that generally will force us to seek a common ground or a compromise of some sort. Now, the traditional ruler of this full moon is Saturn, and Saturn is in opposition to Mercury. Here Saturn is connected to boundaries, discipline, structure. Mercury is the planet connected to trade, commerce, transportation, communication. So here when Saturn is in opposition to Mercury, this suggests arguments and limitations. Now, on a more global scale, this could be connected to chaos in trade, railways, or perhaps anything to do with strikes as well. Strikes, and it's generally not a favorable time for writers, for those who are thinking to publish a book. Mercury rules books, writing, publishing. Saturn creates limitations, delays, and obstacles when it is in an opposition or a square to Mercury. So if you can try to avoid this full moon, it's not a good full moon for publishing, because there could be some obstacles, delays that stand in the way, or generally people trying to block your efforts. Now, finally, the modern ruler of this full moon is Uranus, and Uranus is in a square to Venus. Usually I would say Venus square Uranus, but since Uranus is the modern ruler of this full moon, this is an unfortunate for anything to do with finance, anything to do with money and taxation. So we could also see some changes when it comes to taxes, for example, or anything to do with finance. The economy could also be triggered around this full moon. All right, so this is a little bit here about this full moon. Now let's see what this full moon will bring for you on a more personal level. This horoscope is most accurate for the rising sign, also called the ascendant sign. You can find the timestamps in the description box down below this video and in the comment section. So here we go. Thank you very much, and let's begin. Hello Aries, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming full moon in Aquarius. So here that's your 11th house. The 11th house deals with anything to do with groups, large events, crowded places, teamwork, but also anything to do with our long-term goals, hopes, dreams, wishes. A full moon brings a strong and a full awareness and also clarity into the area of life that it activates. And here that's your 11th house. So overall friendships will be highlighted here for you. Now we've got this square to Jupiter, and this could indicate that perhaps there could be a kind of a tendency towards overindulgence, over optimism, or overextending oneself when it comes to anything to do with your participation in a group event, large event. If you go to a concert or some party, then you will have to also watch your spendings, because you might have such a good time that you might forget yourself. So something to definitely keep in mind. But other than that, this could be also about having an important and eye-opening conversation with your friend, with someone that you know through groups or clubs involvement. And this is also when perhaps some of your dreams and hopes could come into realization. Now, on a different level, since full moon is about endings, and here you might be also leaving a group, departing from a certain organization even, because here Pluto is now in your 10th house, and perhaps you are dealing with some closures, ending some chapters, finalizing some important projects connected to your career. And this full moon would be a time when you would be leaving either a team, or perhaps you could be moving to a different department, or perhaps this could be also about your need to stand out in the crowd, in a social situation as well. So all these social and anything to do with teamwork and large event is most certainly highlighted here. Now, Saturn will be in opposition to Mercury. Mercury is in your 6th house. So I think that there could be some limiting or perhaps some frustrating conversations or debates that you might experience with someone at your work, and it could be perhaps difficult to meet halfway, and or just for it to be your way or someone else's way. So you will have to find a resolution and seek compromise in a work related matter. So this could also be the case for some people. Venus will square Uranus, so perhaps this could be also connected to having some outgoings or unexpected outgoings related to childcare, holiday rentals, for instance. All right, so here we go, Aries. Thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello Taurus, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming full moon in Aquarius. So here Aquarius and Taurus, they connect by a square, not the most comfortable full moon for you, but we've got the full moon activating your 10th house. So here it looks like for some Taurus could be some strong realizations regarding your career, the path you want to take moving forward. Perhaps it could be connected to some kind of recognition as well. But here proceed with caution and generally be grounded, because the full moon is connecting by a square to Jupiter. So you might feel perhaps over optimistic about a certain idea, a certain goal. And this isn't the best full moon for generally signing any contracts, for jumping too quickly into conclusions, or for even signing any document without reading every single detail and step. Because Mercury is in an opposition to Saturn, the modern, the traditional ruler of your 10th house. But overall, with the moon here, something is going on in your career, in your outside world, something that needs your attention. There is that square to Jupiter. So Jupiter is actually, it's a benefic, it's a great benefic. So even though the square is in place, it's not such a huge deal. It's just perhaps about feeling super optimistic about a certain goal or idea, or perhaps having that strong need to overextend yourself in order to perhaps receive a certain degree of a recognition of some sort. Now, for other Taurus rising, this could be about This could be about perhaps even having to travel for a business trip, for trainings. Could be connected to some work-related training workshops as well. Something is also about to change here because well, Pluto is kind of traveling between the 9th and the 10th, but also the Moon is connected to changeable energy, and Aquarius is connected to progressive and futuristic. So perhaps you're also learning some new skills at the moment, some new techniques. Perhaps you're learning about a new software. Aquarius rules anything connected to media technology, and the Moon here could be related to also having to participate in a certain training in order to learn some new skills that are required for your job, for your role. All right, so I think that's what I've got for you here. You've got Venus squaring Uranus, so perhaps you might have some urges to splash some money on your home or some decorations. But also, since Venus is retrograde, perhaps proceed with caution and think things through without then later regretting your decisions. But other than that, thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello Geminis, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming full moon in Aquarius, and this full moon will activate your ninth house. So here Aquarius and Gemini, they connect by a trine, so really straightforward energies, and it's the same element here as well. The air rules both signs. So generally, even though Aquarius is a fixed sign, we've got fixed energy present at this point, Gemini likes to go with the flow. So does the Moon. The Moon is very changeable. So perhaps you might have this strong need for traveling, for booking a holiday, for reconnecting with some people that you haven't seen for quite some time. Venus is retrograde in your third house, so this is all about that reconnection as well. But I think that many Geminis will also want to do something more extravagant and something that will increase your adrenaline. So you might want to take risks, or perhaps get involved in experiences that will make you feel alive. So I think that's what this Moon and Jupiter could be, square could be about for many Geminis, having this strong need to get involved in something unique, different as per Aquarius qualities, but also something that will make you feel more vibrant. And generally here, this is all about also the Moon. The Moon is changeable, so you might be also apart from traveling, this could be also about having this strong need to learn, to broaden your horizons. Here, the ninth house deals with freedom, independence. If you've been feeling overly restricted in your career, for example, or perhaps not even in your career, but if perhaps it has been difficult to move forward, and if you've experienced some setbacks or lack of clarity in regards where you want to go, Saturn is retrograde in your 10th house. So generally, the progress is not going to be so quick anymore because Saturn is retrograde. So you're working on what you've achieved between March and June, and you are reviewing, reassessing, you're making plans that you want to, or goals that you want to implement once Saturn is going to be in a direct motion. So here, this full moon would be really great for spreading your wings, for getting involved in some fun and activities of an expansive nature. But at the same time, this could be also about having this strong need to learn, to study, or this could be also related to an end to an important case, court case, for some Geminis. Or perhaps it could be about some legal paperwork, legal documents. Remember, the full moon, it brings that full awareness. It's not the new moon, which is dark and things are unclear. The full moon brings a huge clarity and a huge awareness. And perhaps this is connected to also some connection or someone from abroad, or someone who lives abroad, or someone who is perhaps a foreigner or comes from a different country to yours, that will also play an important role in your life at this full moon. All right, so here we go, Geminis. Thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello Cancers, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming full moon in Aquarius. And this full moon will be in the 8th house. So usually the 8th house full moon or a new moon is not the most comfortable. It connects by an in conjunction with your ascendant, but also the moon in Scorpio, or the 8th house feels unhappy. And this means that this full moon could perhaps be about anything to do with money and that financial security and stability. Without a doubt, the sun is in your second house along with Venus retrograde. So perhaps you will be dealing with some financial matters that you didn't have a chance to attend to in the past. But at the same time here, this is all about mortgages, loans, credit card statements, investments. It's not about your income. It's about the money that comes from different sources than your income. And the moon in Aquarius, here the moon is in Aquarius in your 8th house. The moon is connected to changeable energy. So perhaps there are some changes happening in this area of life. Perhaps this is about an insurance payout. Now here the traditional ruler of this full moon is Saturn, and Saturn is in an opposition to Mercury. And this can create some limitations, some boundaries, some delays as well. So perhaps if you've been expecting some news about a loan or a mortgage application, then perhaps you want, these news may arrive around this full moon, but they would be well overdue. Or perhaps you will have to complete or fill up some more paperwork, provide more information. So there is this obstacle and someone trying to stop you, someone's trying to hold you back. So it's not generally this full moon. You will have to find an outlet to release the excess of negative energy, because it's very easy to absorb negative energies when the full moon is in the 8th house, because here the 8th house is connected to depth, deep emotions and feelings. So overall, find a way to find some fun and joy as well in your life, and be grounded, stay grounded, because we've got the moon is also squaring Jupiter, so you might feel over optimistic, or you might want to overextend yourself, push too hard, and perhaps you might receive very little fruits of your hard work. So overall, this is about a careful planning, especially when it comes to anything to do with money that is related to bonuses, commissions, investments, insurance payouts, taxes, and mortgages as well. On a different level here, this is also the area of life that makes you question your life, the sense, the meaning of life after death, your own mortality as well. Here, this is also the house of transformation. So for some cancers, this could be also a time or even a month of a major transformation happening in your life as well. Perhaps you will finally receive some news regarding an important matter that you've been dealing with for quite some time, a matter that would have a great impact upon your life in the next few months, perhaps something to do with your home. Right, so here we go, Cancers. Thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello Leos, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming full moon in Aquarius, and this full moon will be in your 7th house. So here the 7th house deals with our love partners, business partnerships, anything to do with one-to-ones, anything to do with any connections with people with whom we have a contract. Right, so it's all about the others. The new moon in Leo, which is on the 16th of August, will be about you. But now the attention is turned upon the other people, the other person in your life. And here, a full moon in the 7th house could be about first of all, full awareness of your love life, of your love situation, marriage, for example. You might be questioning some aspects of your relationship, business partnership, or even a friendship if you're single. And this is about this significant person in your life. And perhaps something isn't working out between the two of you. Perhaps something needs to be discussed. But a full moon is about having that clarity that perhaps was lacking before. So it's a really good full moon for putting some of the negativity that there could be between yourself and the other person to rest. This is about having these important conversations, but also with the moon squaring Jupiter, perhaps some Leos will be signing some important contracts, gaining new clients. But Here, a square to Jupiter, even though Jupiter is not a challenging energy or planet. Here, this is about feeling like you want to rush into something of an expansive nature. Overall, this could be for some Leos about a connection that could have an expansive effect upon your career growth, upon your status. Perhaps you'll be signing some important contracts, agreements. Remember, Saturn and Mercury are in an opposition. So read all your paperwork, contracts carefully, because there could be something that doesn't make sense, something that doesn't agree with you. And this could be connected to money, income. If this is about perhaps about a new job, a new contract, then make sure that you are clear about the money that you will receive or any bonuses, because I think that there could be some surprises, some setbacks, or perhaps there could be a misunderstanding. Here, especially since Mercury rules your second house, Saturn is all about structure, discipline, and boundaries. With an opposition, this is about another person trying to block our efforts. That's your second house. So is there someone who's acting as a blockage towards your financial success and financial growth? If there is, then this full moon will help you to gain more clarity. And perhaps this could be about having an important conversation with this person, or even if not, then you have this awareness at least, and perhaps you could make a plan and see if you can work things out. But with the moon and Jupiter, this is all about seeking compromise. This is about having to seek compromise, because you can't just leave things as they are. So definitely some changes happening here. If not in your relationship, marriage, then this is about your career, your career growth, your work and money, and the money area. Now, on a different level, perhaps this is connected to joint finances and resources with your partner. Perhaps things are not equally shared or managed, and perhaps you will have this strong need to discuss these things and perhaps gain more clarity. I think another indication of money and income, well, I don't want to say issues, but perhaps events, is that Venus and Uranus square, and Venus is your 10th house ruler. Uranus is in your 10th house. So there could be also, well, definitely for some Leos, something going on around the income area, money area, career as well. And perhaps this could be about a new job, new contract. Perhaps you're moving and changing things in your career. There is a shift of energy. All right, so here we go, Leos. Thank you very much. And let's move into the next sign. Hello, Virgos, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming full moon. And this full moon will be in your 6th house, ruled by Aquarius. So here, the moon is changeable. So there is something going on in the area of health, everyday routine, work environment, employment. So here, for some Virgos, this could be about having this strong need to have a health checkup, a medical appointment, anything to do with perhaps recovering from a medical treatment, a surgery. This is usually a peak of the recovery process, and after the full moon, you should be able to just move forward, and it's often a more straightforward process, but here full moon usually illuminates anything, and here for this reason it's usually like a peak of a major surgery. So perhaps this could be about that recovery moving forward for some. On a different level, this could be about having the strong need to change your diet, to perhaps eat more vegetables, more fish or less fish, or so generally having this new and innovative ideas concerning your dietary habits. Perhaps you're thinking about becoming a vegan or a vegetarian, pescatarian, or perhaps if you just want to create a little shift in how you consume your meals and what you consume on daily basis, then this full moon could bring some really strong realizations, but also some fresh and new ideas. Here, this full moon could be also about the completion of a major work-related project. Perhaps if you have your own business, someone will be departing at this time. But also for others, this could be about finally finding the right person for your business, for your project. Now, the moon in the second house and with Virgo being naturally connected to healing, to being of service to others. Here, for some, this could be also about having this strong need to help others. That you could also experience that with the full moon in the sixth house. Overall, daily life should pick up, and this could be also about having these increased responsibilities, especially since Mars is now in your first house, so things are moving forward on a big scale. But here at this point, the sun is still in 12th house, so usually with the sun in the 12th house, transit in the 12th house, it's usually a time of a behind the scene period, so you might have a need to also withdraw throughout Leo season and spend time working from behind the scene, or perhaps in nature, doing things of a healing nature as well. And we've got the full moon squaring Jupiter, so this could be also connected to, you have to watch out your sugar cravings, for example, or generally any kind of cravings. Jupiter is connected to fatty foods and saucy foods, and the sixth house deals with our diet. So here overindulgence could be the case for some, because it might be difficult to control these urges. Now, on a different level, we've got the Saturn and Mercury opposition. So as I said earlier, not a good time for generally for writing, creating, and that mental activity is slightly repressed at this time. So this could be also about having some heavy conversations with another person, or perhaps with your significant other, and you might not be on the same page. So perhaps don't let it escalate to something major, because it's a long-lasting influence here with Mercury and Saturn being in multiple signs. So perhaps it's not a good full moon for having these important conversations with your significant other, because it might be difficult to be on the same page. All right, so here we go, Virgos. Thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Libras, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming full moon in Aquarius. So here, a full moon in Aquarius connects very well with your ascendant sign, so at least you will be able to enjoy the energies of this full moon to a certain extent. This is your fifth house, the house of fun, entertainment, creativity, children, conception, romance. So here, with the fifth house, there is often a need to go to a theater, cinema. This is about doing something fun and entertaining as well. Now, this could be also about an important event taking place in your child's life. Perhaps if you've been awaiting some news regarding their school placement, for example, then perhaps you might receive some news around this full moon. This could be also about having that need for living a more carefully, a more extravagant life, especially since the moon is going to square Jupiter in the 8th house. So here also watch your spendings, because often when Jupiter connects with another personal planet by a square, often we overextend ourselves. We are over optimistic about a certain idea goal, so it's difficult to stay grounded, especially with the 8th house here. What's your budget, what's your outgoings and spendings? But other than that, this could be connected to some outgoings related to holiday rentals, to, for example, childcare or children's holidays. Now, on a different level here, this is also about romance in your life. So perhaps you could go on a date. Although conversations could be slightly difficult around this time, because Saturn is going to be in an opposition to Mercury. Here, Mercury is naturally connected to communication, commerce, trade. But in your chart, more specifically, Mercury rules your 9th house, so anything connected to that, having that broadened vision on life. So perhaps you might feel slightly limited with your thoughts at this time, or perhaps it could be slightly more difficult to be overly dreamy. But overall, full moon in the fifth, it's about the culmination and the end also to a major project you've been working on. The fifth house deals with our business, freelancing, self-employment. So perhaps you are completing a major project that you've been working on. Perhaps you are ready to deliver a piece of work for your clients. At the same time, there is a lot of innovative, progressive energy, and this could also be about learning about a new software. Perhaps you're learning about, I don't know, Instagram or anything that could help you to promote yourself. Like myself, for example, I have been trying to learn more about Instagram, and there are so many features which I actually don't understand, and I had to figure out how to create highlights on Instagram. I know it's quite ridiculous, but it's with technology moving forward at such fast pace, we need to make sure we are on track. Otherwise, we will be lost in the ocean, because now with Pluto moving into Aquarius, the AI and technology is going to move forward and evolve at such a fast pace, like we've never ever experienced before. So definitely a good full moon also for refreshing some of your skills connected to media, technology. Perhaps this could be also about learning new tools, anything that could help you with your business and that professional life growth and development as well. Especially since now the South Node is in your first house, so you're also reinventing yourself, or you will be in the next 18 months. Right, so here we go. Thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Scorpios, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming full moon in Aquarius happening in your fourth house. So here, there has been quite a bit happening in your fourth house in the last few years. You had Saturn here, Jupiter, and now Pluto, and Pluto now left Capricorn. It will be back again in early 2024. Now you've got a full moon, so a situation connected to your home is now coming to a light. It's coming to conclusion even. So this could be very much connected to perhaps having to sign important contracts, documents, paperwork. Perhaps if you rent a room in a property, someone could be moving in, moving out. You could be moving in or thinking about moving and relocating. Now, this could be also about the completion of a major renovation project, for example. This could be about hosting an event at your home. Here with the fourth house and Jupiter square, this is also about having these high hopes about the home-related matter. But it's essential to be grounded at this time, because the outcomes of this full moon will have a long-lasting result, and outcomes of the fixed full moon. And fixed energy, even though resistant to change, and it's often difficult to initiate something new around a fixed full moon. But here, this is about probably something that you've already been working on. And now, during this time, things are moving forward for you. So overall, the home and domestic situation is highlighted here. But also with the moon, the full moon in the fourth house, you have this need to be at home. You have this need for establishing or building that emotional safety and security. Now with the seventh house activation, on one hand, you could be making plans, future plans with your significant other regarding the home life, family life, but on a different level, you could be also dealing with your landlord or the estate agent. So this could be also about either looking for a new place to rent, or perhaps having to sign some important paperwork. Perhaps there are some changes coming up in your property that need to be addressed, for example. Now, this could see also decluttering the attic, for example, because that's Aquarius is connected to high places, uneven places as well. So you could be fixing your roof, or this could be about decluttering your home or the attic. Now, yes, so we've got Venus also squaring Uranus, so there could be some surprises connected to money, finances that will have to be addressed as well. But overall here, I think that that's what I've got for you today. I think this full moon is about focusing on your home, because the new moon in Leo on the 16th will be about your career. So this full moon really wants you to kind of detach from the other areas of life and concentrate on what's going on in your emotional life, in your family as well. That's where the energies are, that's where the attention is needed. All right, so here we go, Scorpios. Thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming full moon in Aquarius. And this full moon will be in your third house. Aquarius and Sagittarius connect by a sextile, so this full moon could bring some opportunities, some positive news. The third house deals with communication, transport, movement. So it's likely to be a very active full moon for you. Whatever happens in the third, it's usually very stimulated by the energies, external influences, external energies as well. The third house deals with movement, so you might see yourself traveling. You could be also away from home, at least temporarily during this full moon. And the third house deals with short distance travel, so you could be very well on a road trip or perhaps visiting nearby regions, towns, counties as well. This could be also about you completing a major project. Perhaps this is about the driving license. Perhaps this is about a short course of study that you've been involved in order to improve or refresh some of your skills. Now, the sun is in your ninth, so you could be away. You could be traveling without a doubt, but there is this need for expanding your horizons and wisdom. But this full moon prompts you to perhaps concentrate on what's around you, on your surroundings, on your community life. The third house also deals with our siblings, so perhaps your siblings will be prominent around this full moon. This could be about some changes in circumstances in their lives as well. All right, so here we go, Sagittarius. Thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Capricorns, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming full moon in Aquarius. This is your second house full moon, so you are going to be thinking about your money situation, stability, security in the financial sense. That's what the second house is about, our income and our self-worth, self-esteem. You might feel pretty good about yourself with that moon, full moon squaring Jupiter. Now, watch out for any tendencies towards overindulgence around this time, because there could be a tendency towards that to a certain extent. But other than that, here, there could be some changes concerning income. The moon is changeable, and Aquarius is connected to anything to do with media, technology, innovative energies as well. So you could be generally... This could be about changes concerning your income. This could be about also receiving a gift from a friend, from significant other. Now, with the full moon in the second house, also this is about the completion of a major financial project. Perhaps you could be making this major purchase and buying something that you've been saving up for. But this is also a time when you could be doing financial budgeting, financial planning, retirement planning as well. We've got Saturn in opposition to Mercury, and here this suggests that it's not the best time for dealing with any important paperwork, or even for setting a bank account, or for applying for a loan, even though you've got the sun in the 8th house. So generally Leo season is very much connected to your money situation, your income, your economic situation in general. But with that Saturn and Mercury opposition, is not the best full moon for having high hopes when it comes to receiving some good deal or a good mortgage. If you can delay these matters, especially since Venus is now also squaring Uranus. Venus is the traditional or the natural significator of money and finances. Now here, so that's Venus. And well, for some Capricorns, this could be about some expenses related to children, childcare, holiday rentals, for example. So you might be also covering some of these expenses. But other than that, here, I think it's a good full moon for looking closer at where money is spent, where does money go, and perhaps for making plans or for creating plans that could help you to save more money. Venus is retrograde now, so also throughout this Venus retrograde or any Venus retrograde, you are reviewing your career situation, your career path, your career achievements as well. All right, so of course here Saturn is also your chart ruler, opposing Mercury. This could be also about having a pretty frustrating conversation with another person. Perhaps if you're going to, it could be even at work when you're going to have an important meeting, there could be someone who doesn't agree with your idea, doesn't agree with your opinion. So instead of getting overly externally influenced, try to just meet halfway or find a resolution, seek compromise, because it might be very easy to get into these difficult conversations, especially since you've got that oppositions about other people. Saturn is your ruler. But if you can, try to seek compromise instead of just getting into some difficult arguments, for example. All right, so here we go, Capricorns. Thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming full moon in Aquarius in your sign, a very special full moon. So during a full moon in our ascendant sign, we usually have this strong awareness of the self, of our physical appearance, of our age, of our achievements. So you could be reviewing, reassessing lots of different achievements and events that occurred in your life, and perhaps you will see them from a very different perspective, very different light. This full moon brings full awareness about your goals, about your hopes and wishes. Could be about some of your dreams coming to fruition as well. You could be completing a major project, ready to release it. But hold on, don't rush with anything, because we've got Saturn, your traditional ruler, in an opposition to Mercury. And these are your financial areas that are highlighted. So basically this full moon is not the best for generally investing your money in something risky, or for being perhaps irresponsible with money. Proceed with caution, because here you might you might be thinking about even making this major purchase, or you might want to buy an object of desire, but perhaps it could be something or someone opposing your idea, or perhaps creating that limiting energy. So overall, it's not the best full moon for splashing money on unnecessary things. If you can delay these ideas, at least for a few days. Venus is still retrograde as well. So even though there could be that temptation in place, but here with Saturn and Mercury in an opposition, this doesn't really agree with what's up there in the sky. So generally this is about being cautious and careful with money. And this is about taking a step-by-step approach, especially if you're thinking about buying something, an object of desire, for example. Now, on a different level here, with Venus and Uranus square, this could be connected to some surprising news that could come from your partner. Perhaps your partner might surprise you, and this could be related to your home situation, or perhaps your landlord might surprise you, or the estate agent. So there could be also something or generally some energy that could bring a little bit of disruption in your emotional life, in your home and family situation. The seventh house doesn't only deal with our love partner, significant other, but also with people with whom you have a contract. So perhaps for this reason I mentioned, it could be an estate agent, or your landlord that could surprise you, or your business partner as well. It could surprise you with some news, or generally an idea that perhaps would need a little bit of discussion and contemplation. But other than that, here it's all about you, your goals, desires, and this heightened awareness regarding your future, your life direction as well. All right, so here we go, Aquarius. Thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming full moon in Aquarius. That's your 12th house, so it's a very straightforward full moon. It's a full moon during which time you might feel like you want to withdraw, you want to spend time at home, alone, or away from home, in nature, whatever it is, you need to heal. You have this need to heal, recharge your energies. Leo season is pretty hectic for you. The sun is here, Venus is retrograde, so perhaps the connection with coworkers, people from your everyday life isn't always great. And you might be overloaded with daily responsibilities, activities. It doesn't only have to be work, but maybe your children or home-related responsibilities. And by the time this full moon arrives, you might have this strong need to just recharge your energies. And if you can't do it on the day, then perhaps trying to find a couple of hours in the evening or throughout the day that would allow you to find some peace and quiet. So overall, lots of healing energies. It's a good full moon for fixing your sleeping pattern, for finding new ways. Here, Aquarius is all about that progressive thinking, new ideas, technology, media. So you could be looking for new ways or alternative ways that could help you to fix your sleeping routine, sleeping pattern, that could help you to move away from any negative habits like smoking, or perhaps if you've been wanting to reduce your alcohol consumption, then this full moon would be also a good time for doing so, or perhaps even a time during which you could also come up with some new and fresh ideas. But other than that, this is a great full moon also for dealing with your private life. You could be also visiting someone at an institution, at a hospital, a friend, a relative. Someone might need your help, support. The 12th house deals with that increased empathy, compassion, and you might also have the strong need to dedicate some of your energy, some of your time here throughout August to help others, doing some charity work or volunteering. All right, so here we go, Pisces. Thank you very much, and until the next time. All right, so we reached the final sign for this forecast. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you a happy full moon, and until the next time, bye for now.